Hi, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a gift guide. Because we've got Christmas coming up really soon, I thought I'd give you some ideas if you're looking for gifts for your toddler or your preschooler or even your infant. But these aren't just going to be any kind of gifts. It's not just going to be toys after toys. I'm going to offer you some alternative options. If you're like me and you're always looking for eco-friendly options, eco-friendly toys and resources, things that are made from natural materials, but also not just toys, alternative gifts. So things that you could give instead of a toy. You know, if you're like me and you have a lot of things and you don't really have much space, you don't really want to pack your house with loads of toys at Christmas because you don't have the room, so you're looking for something a little bit different but equally as special and lovely for your child or somebody else's child, then this is the video for you. So stay tuned for something a little bit different, some really great options to buy this year. So the first one is yoga book. So we've been doing yoga for a couple of months now. We started doing yoga on YouTube and with Cosmic Yoga, I think it is. And I found that the kids kind of weren't really following the movements. They were more interested in just watching it as though it was like a TV show. So I wanted something completely different and more focused on actually being together, looking kind of at each other and being engaged rather than looking at the TV. So I went for a yoga book and I went for this one, which is called ABC Yoga. This one is really great because it's got all these different yoga moves, but they're all linked to different letters of the alphabet. So it really helps if your child is at a stage where they're recognizing letters, where they're kind of interested in letters in the environment. So this happened when my child kind of became between 2.5 and 3. But even if you've got a younger child, it's really great to start introducing them to letters at any time and in such a casual way as well. There's no pressure. They'll just, you can just sound these out or read them out. And it's really fun. So anyway, let me show you what it's all about. So this is the book. So it goes by letter and each one has its own little rhyme at the bottom. So this one's pig and it says, like a piggy, on the ground, touch your toes, roll all around. So it's nice and rhyming as well. And they're really great and really easy to do. And then at the back, it tells you what pose they're doing. So for example, let me see, tiger is a cat pose, unicorn is a chair pose. So they're real yoga poses, but they're just kind of reimagined in a more fun way for children. So this is really great. And as soon as I started doing this, we can go from A to Z every single time. They don't get bored, they don't wander off, they don't want to finish early, they want to do the whole book because they really enjoy it and it's so fun. Whereas before, when we were doing kind of yoga on YouTube and things, we'd manage maybe a couple of minutes and then they just kind of wander off. So this helps keep them really engaged. And yoga is so great for including in your child's schedule because it's a way for them to kind of switch off. It's relaxing. You can put some music on alongside it, some relaxing music. They're learning at the same time, but it's just a way for them to learn how to kind of chill, really, how to be connected to each other, but also just step away from playing and all the sensory and craziness of their day and just kind of switch off and learn how to breathe and learn how to move their body and challenge themselves in different ways. I just love it. Yeah, we're really into that at the moment. So this is quite different, but it's quite fun. It's something you can do together, and it's a really great mindfulness activity that they can carry forward as well. So the next one is a marble run. The one that I am kind of recommending, or the one that I'm considering to get for my daughter, is the Haber marble run. This one's made from wood, but it has loads of different... The reason I like it is because it has loads of different additional bits that you can add on at a later stage to make it kind of more fun or challenging or interesting. So you can add on extra pieces and buy those kind of later on. So it's always extendable. They can always build on it. It's a great way for them to learn problem solving, how to put it together, how to make it roll in the right way. If there's any challenges, like it's not rolling or it falls apart, what can they do next time to make it better and kind of overcome that challenge. So yeah, marble runs are really fun. We used to actually have, when my daughter was younger, we used to have a ball run, which is obviously quite a big ball. But the marble run is more kind of intricate. It takes more, it's more of a challenge to kind of put together, and it's just really fun. Children love like watching it roll down in different directions and then finding new ways to set it up every time. So that's what I'm considering for my daughter this year. One of the gifts on her list. I haven't decided yet what we're getting, but yeah, marble runs I think are really, really fun for any child. They're working on construction as well, put it all together. And it's eco-friendly because it's made from wood and it'll probably last forever, and it's something you can pass on, once they get older, down to other children or to, other people. So it's one of those gifts that's going to kind of live and live and live. So my third thing is actually a product that I've produced myself. So I've been quite busy and I've set up a little shop and making some handmade kind of sustainable, eco-friendly resources, focusing on bringing nature into play, focusing on the natural materials kind of aspect, and focusing on open-ended resources as well, because as you probably know, I love loose parts, I love open-ended play, so that's really my jam. So yeah, I started a little shop called The Wild Play Nest, which is on Etsy at the moment. It's on eBay as well, and a few other places. And you can contact me direct on Instagram as well. But yeah, I'm going to recommend one of my own toys for Christmas, because they are just lovely. I'll show you what I've created. So the ones I'm going to recommend, I've got a few different resources on my shop at the moment. The ones that are the most popular and just really lovely to have in your play space are these beautiful wooden Play-Doh stampers. So this is part of my woodland themed set, this kind of maple leaf or sycamore leaf. And this is my little brand on the back. But yeah, these are made from wood and they're really rustic and they're super tough and hard wearing. I used a really hard adhesive so that kind of stamper bit will never ever come off. But it makes these beautiful designs in Play-Doh or in salt dough or in cookies or biscuits or whatever you're making. But yeah, this is one of a set of 6 which you can get on my shop. And I think Play-Doh stampers are always really fun because they're really chunky for little hands. Little toddlers or infants can really get hold of these so well. And being made from wood, they're natural. So if you've got a child that puts it in their mouth, there's no problem there. And also, they're just lovely to have in your play space. They're really, really beautiful. So that's one. Those are my woodland ones. But also I have a dinosaur set as well, which are cool little dinosaurs. There's 4 in this set. This is obviously the Triceratops, if you're dinosaur crazy like my children. Yeah, so these again make beautiful shape. They're great actually for encouraging more vocabulary. So if your children's just learning the names of the dinosaurs, you can talk about those. And it's great for fine motor, obviously, because they're pushing down on the dough to make the print. Yeah, these are available on my shop anyway, which I will link below. And not just my Play-Doh resources. I think Play-Doh in general is such a great thing to buy. There's lots of natural Play-Dohs out there as well, which are made by lots of small independent companies. Beautiful smelling Play-Dohs, all different colours. I think they're great. They're so much fun. And they're something that can just be played with at any time. And they cover so many areas of learning as well. But yeah, that's one of my little ventures I wanted to share with you, which is going really, really well at the moment. And I'm super excited to share it with you. So do check it out. At the moment, I'm only shipping to the UK. So if you are anywhere else in the world, they won't be available to you at the moment. But hopefully in the future, I'll be able to kind of extend that to Europe or US. But yeah, do check it out anyway. So my next choice is Mud and Bloom subscription box. I don't know if you've heard of Mud and Bloom. I don't know if it's anywhere outside of the UK, it may be. But yeah, just check it out. It's Mud and Bloom on Google. I'll put the link below. But basically they're a monthly subscription box and it's all centred around nature. So the kind of things that you get in there are activities that you can do with your child, things like gardening, planting, lots of crafts activities. It's centred around the seasons as well and teaching children about different things in different seasons. But it's really beautiful because it's eco-friendly. They're activities which are going to be hands-on and just kind of connecting your child with the natural world, which is what I love. And your child will probably get really excited to have one of these coming through the post every month. It's something where you can kind of work together and it can be an activity and just time spent with you and your child, which is what I love. Anything that kind of brings you together, I think, is a really great gift. I'll link that below. That's a really fun kind of alternative gift if you don't want to go down the toy route. Another option, which is slightly different, and you'll like it or you won't like it, is a litter picker for your child. So we started, in my childminding setting, we started doing litter picking maybe, 6 months ago, when they were kind of old enough to understand what we were doing and using a litter picker. They had strong enough kind of grip. But it's a really great activity for teaching your child about how to take care of their environment. So it can be something, again, that you can do together. So buying a litter picker means you can go out and your child will actually have a lot of fun just looking around trying to find litter. When we go out, they get so excited. Honestly, you've never seen children so excited about picking up rubbish. We'll look under bushes, we'll look in kind of forests, along walkways. But yeah, they get really excited. It's almost like a competition as well, like who can spot the most litter, who can pick up the most. And we love coming back with a whole big bag of rubbish, knowing that we've kind of done our bit to take care of our environment. Also teaches your child that the world is theirs. And it's not about what you do. It's not about picking up your own litter. It's about taking care of your planet and not just taking ownership for the things that you do. So yeah, I'll link some below as some options for you. So another option that I'm considering for my child is some kind of building block, but more like a Lego Duplo type of thing. But as you know, I'm not keen on buying plastic because it's so terrible for the environment. So I actually found an alternative which is called BioBuddy, and this is more like a plant-based Lego or Duplo. I think it's more aligned with Duplo to be honest, based on the size. But yeah, it's made from plant-based materials. I think it's made from sugarcane or the leftover bits of sugarcane. So it's completely plant-based. It's not made from plastic at all, but it's really, really durable and it looks kind of the same, to be honest. But it's just an eco-friendly option. So that's what I'm considering because my child's really into building and she's got strong enough hands that she can connect these type of blocks together. I just think she'll have great fun, like building castles and all sorts of stuff that she's into at the moment. So I'll link those below for you as well. The next option is children's knives for cooking and chopping and just getting in the kitchen with you. If your child's like me and they're really into practical life stuff, every time I'm in the kitchen cooking, my daughter's right there with me doing something. So she's always wanting to come and help and play a little part. I actually have a few options for knives. So we bought some plastic ones, which are kind of a safer option really because they're not as sharp, but it gets them used to the kind of back and forth motion. Because before that we had a chopper, which is just like the pushing down. But now I'm kind of thinking about upgrading to a sharper metal version. But there are safer ways that you can do this. So there's some really great knives out there with kind of safety aspects and things that will cover their fingers when they're cutting, because obviously children tend to not be aware of their fingertips close to, carrots or whatever. And then there's places where they can put their fingers, which makes it easier for them to hold as well. So I'll show you those and I'll link those below. But yeah, any kind of cooking tools or resources I think are really great. So aprons are good, chopping boards, just their own little things that they can have and use, which makes it easier for them to work in the kitchen with you, really. So another option on Christmas gifts is instruments are really cool. So my child's been playing with instruments since she was really little, and she had, you know, maracas and little rattles and things. And then as she's got older and developed more skills and abilities, I've introduced different things for her to use. So when she knew how to kind of blow, we introduced like harmonicas and recorders. But another great thing with instruments is just kind of broadening their knowledge of the world. There are ways that you can link instruments to learning about geography and cultures and different countries. So you can get a whole section of instruments from Africa and talk about that kind of continent and what it's all about, and just kind of bringing them and connecting them in with different cultures that they might not be aware of. You can get instruments from South America, and that's just one way to kind of link instruments to learning. And you might find it builds a real interest for them. You might find they're super interested in the ukulele, and they're always picking it up and playing it, and then as they get older it might develop into a real passion and they might learn how to play it properly. So I'll link lots of cool different instrument options below that I've also got on my daughter's Christmas list, to give you some ideas on lots of fun things that you could buy. And the good thing with instruments is they don't have an age limit. So from the youngest child to preschooler or school age children, they can play with instruments at any time. That's another benefit really. They're not going to have shelf life, you know, not going to play with it for a year and then be like, well, they're a bit old for that now. I feel like with certain instruments, most instruments to be honest, they can play with them at any age, which is great because it saves you money and lasts longer. So another option, if your child is into music and listening to music, is a Tony box, which we actually got my daughter for her birthday, which was a few months ago. The Tony box is, let me show you actually. This is the Tony box. This is the one we got my daughter for Christmas. And this is Tony, or one of the Tonys. This is a creative Tony. So it all links to an app on your phone. You set it all up, it's super easy. And you can add music to these little guys. So I've got like a whole little playlist on him, and all your child needs to do is pop it on top and then it starts to play. I think this actually needs charging, so which is probably why it's not working. So it's magnetic, so it doesn't fall off. And these little ears here are the volume for up and down. And there are ways that you can switch tracks as well. You can tap it on the side and that rewinds it, or you can tip it and that will kind of flick the track to the one before. So it's really easy for a child to use because there's no buttons, there's no reading. Once they know kind of what everything does, it's super easy for them to play with. And it means that they have control over what music they listen to at any time. You can buy loads of different ones like this. You can have stories on it as well. They do like Gruffalo ones and Stickman and all the favourite books. So it's great for them to listen to stories as well, at bedtime or any time in the day. But yeah, these are great. I found that the reason I got one of these is because my daughter loves listening to music, but I always had the controls on my phone. And she'd say, "Oh, can we listen to music?" But she can't read anything at this age. So I'd ask her what she wants, and she never really kind of knew. She just wanted to listen to something. And I was always the one choosing what she was listening to. And I kind of wanted her to have more independence with that, which is why I got this. So she can listen to whatever she wants at any time, which is just perfect. So that's it. Those are my eco-friendly alternative Christmas gifts for anywhere from 1 to 3 kind of 4-year-olds really. Even up to kind of school age, I suppose. So yeah, hopefully that's been helpful. I'll link everything below for you. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. Do comment, I love reading your comments. Do subscribe if you're new to my channel, and then I will see you in the next video. So thank you so much for watching and have an awesome Christmas.